Hello guys, what's up? This is a video made by me, Neil Ramos, YouTube producer, also NeilX90 at the Noob forums, also Chronoceptor at the TechPB forums. And I know guys, it has been a while since I last uploaded my last video, and today I'm going to give you guys a tutorial on how to disassemble, take apart, maintain a Spyder. Here we have a Spyder VS3. We are just going to take time and patience doing a maintenance on the combined on and off ASA and regulator. So I'm just going to tell you what are you guys going to need. You guys are going to need all of the last 4 small Allen keys that your Allen key set has. I'll explain that later. You are going to need a simple key. You are going to need like a I don't know what it's called, but you see like those kind of nickel, like they seal in place. Well, this tool allows it for the removal of that, so that is the only thing that we are going to use this for. You are going to use your favorite lube. I use hater sauce and a grease style lubricant and a liquid style lubricant. Here I have Tech Gun Drops premium lubricant. So please, before you take apart or you're doing this at home, remember that if you take this apart, you will void your own warranty. This is the same thing as like the Empire Axe. You mess around with your combined on-off ASA regulator, your warranty will be voided and your company will not take care of the repairs for you. So I'm just going to put I'm going to put the camera down and explain to you carefully what are you going to do and how are you going to do it. So here we go, let us start. Alright, here you can see there are a screw right here, the tube where you screw in your tank, and here we have where you put your macro line in. So I'm just going to show you with the key. You are going to just attach it here onto the side where you can screw it. You are just going to hold it nice and tight, and you are just going to disassemble this part right here. Okay, there's nothing right here, just the tube and for the macro line fitting. So we are just going to put this apart. Alright, here we have the piston, and we have an O-ring on the back right here. Now I'm just going to start with the sides, and then I'm going to start with the inside. So here we have the knob. You can see you can screw this in out, and what this is going to do is just that tiny little tube. When you screw it in, the tube will start to come out. You see that? Then if I start to unscrew it, the tube will come in, so that you are degassing your tank. So in order for me to take out this thing, you can see that plated this circle thing piece right here. You're just going to use this tool, like I don't know if it's called specialty tool. You're just going to grab it by the little cut where it had some free space right here, and you are going to open that. Be very careful. Here we go. We are going to put this aside. Alright, since you took that piece, I can just unscrew this and take the whole piece out. Okay, here we have a tube piece. You have 2 O-rings right here. I'm going to put this aside. Alright, so I have nothing in here, just the piece that where it goes in and out when you screw in and you screw out your tank. To disassemble this, you are going to use your Allen key, and you see you have some cuts right here and here. You just go counterclockwise to unscrew it. Okay, you go a little bit. Alright, I think I'm able to get this out. Right here, okay, I'm just gonna turn my finger. So, here we have, okay, here we go. Here we have the spring with the piece, because when you start unscrewing the thing, it will go forward. Then when you start backing it out, it goes backwards. So this is pretty much where the air source will leak in and out of the pinball marker. So we're just going to put this aside. Alright, so far so good. I just hope I'm able to finish this as soon as possible. When you're screwing your tank in, you have nothing in here. Okay, now you must be like, okay, this is the piston. Now how do I get this piston out? There's no screws. How am I able to get this out? So what you are going to do is that you're going to grab the smallest Allen key on the set, and there's a little hole right here. You see this little hole right here? You're going to stick your Allen key, and you are going to push the piston out of this way. So you're just going to put your Allen key into this hole, and we are going to push out the piston. There we go. Alright, we have 2 more O-rings, but please be patient, we are not done yet. This is going to be a little long. Here we have the shims for the piston, and we have 2 O-rings, a tiny one on the tip and a little larger one on the end. So this is the piston. We're just going to put this aside. Alright, we are almost done here. Now on the hole where we took out the piston, there's going to be like a stainless steel piece. I don't know if I can get that on the camera. Let me see. There we go. Okay, now there are 2 more O-rings inside of them. You must be like, okay, how the hell am I gonna get that piece out of there? Okay, first of all, let us go to the top. Here we have 2 screws. Where you screw in on the marker to attach the frame with the ASA, and then we have a screw. Well, it will hold that stainless steel piece in here. So you're going to just get your Allen key, second smallest Allen key, and you're just going to unscrew that screw out very slowly. Because this screw, I have a lot of players that had problems because they had the problem of that it will bend. Please just don't be very careful with this small screw, because if you screw this up, you are going to have to call Kingman to get you one of these very small screws. So you can see here that the screw is almost out. Just a little bit more. We are okay. There we go. Here we go. We have the smallest key out of the combined on and off ASA. We are going to put this aside. Alright, now we get to the tricky part. Now time to take out the stainless steel part right there in the center. Now what you are going to do is that you are going to get an Allen key. You are going to stick that hole into that stainless steel piece, and you are going to drag it out. Now this sounds weird, but I'm going to give you guys a demonstration. It has a hole. It has a hole, and you're going to stick it all the way to the end, and we are going to drag it. It's gonna take a few tries. This is tricky, but you'll be able to do it. Alright, here we go. The source of all problems, because not many players can dig it that deep. unless you're like me. Alright, here we have the stainless steel tube. Now you see there's a hole on the top side and there's no hole on the underside. Now the thing is, if you're putting this back together, you are going to have to align it with the small screw that we have took out before taking this tube out, because the screw goes to the top and this goes like this, and you have to align the hole with that screw. So alright, this is it. If you would have done that successfully, that's it. You have to count basically everything except I'm just going to show you in this video that this is the adjust nut for the pressure. You screw it out, you get more pressure. You screw it in, you get less pressure. Okay, it goes through this hole. So I'm just going to put it back in halfway, because when we put this back together, I'm going to explain all the details. It's going to be a little pain, but it is what it is. But don't get sad. Alright, now let's get to the fun part. Let us clean and disassemble everything. We have 6 O-rings in here. We have the piston. Let us clean that with a cloth. I don't know, paper. I'm using it. I don't know why, but it was the first thing that I could find. Make sure that this piston is cleaned, spotless. Make sure that the O-rings are new. Then we are going to grab a little thick lube. We're gonna use some hater sauce, baby. Just a little bit, not much. We are going to start maintaining it by getting the lubricant on all of the sides, including the shims. Alright, so when you get this nice and lubricated, then you are done with this part on the piston. Let us put this aside. We have some O-rings right here on the adjuster. On this one, we are just going to use our tight gun drops. Use a liquid style lubricant. And apply it, one over here, one over here. Make sure that the screw section is spotless, it's cleaned. Make sure that everything is nice and spotless. Alright, so we finished maintaining 4 O-rings. Now we go to the last stainless steel, the tube that I mentioned earlier. Just the drop over here. This piece is very small, make sure that you don't lose it. Alright. Now we have maintain all the O-rings. So make sure that you clean. You can get yourself a cloth. Make sure that this style on and off ASA is cleaned. Make sure you take all of the dirt out. Over here, all of the holes that it has. Here. Some players say this is annoying because of this style on and off ASA, but it's not that bad. I have had the same problems, but I'm just a tech that I do these things often to help players out and bring them back into the game. Alright, if you made sure that everything is spotless inside and out, now we get to the fun part, putting this back together. And I'm going to tell you this, it doesn't matter if this thing's spotless and lubricated. If you put this in the wrong way, any piece, you will have leaking problems. So please pay attention, and if you do, everything will be fine. Okay, first of all, let us put back the stainless steel tube back into the position that it was. Now please be very careful with this part, like I mentioned earlier. When you put this tube back together, make sure it aligns up with the screw that you're screwing to hold this part in place. So you're just going to put the tube, it goes just like this. The thing sticking out goes, well, okay, it goes just like this. I wish I could go a little bit faster, but since this is a little bit tricky, this is going to take a few tries, but you can just use the O-ring peg just to guide make sure that the hole is lining up. Here we have, I have aligned the hole with the screw. Okay, now very important is that you put Loctite on that tiny little screw that I have showed you guys, because if you don't, it will leak. Now you're just going to, you know, just apply drops of Loctite into this tiny little screw, because if you don't, it's going to start having leaking problems. And then what I mean is that how can I explain this? Okay, the thing is, oh, I forgot that part. It's that if you don't put Loctite on the tiny little screw, it starts leaking a little bit from the sides, because I don't know what was the design. I don't know if it's just like that, but it is what it is. Then make sure you just screw it all the way until the end, until it's tight and snug. Just a little bit more. This is a little bit tricky, but you'll get it. You'll get it. There we go. Alright. It's screwed back in place. So let me hurry up with the part. I'm just going. What the adjuster does is that it pushes the thing back and forth so you can adjust the pressure. So let me just get to the final part, tube piece. The piston, it goes just like this. You just put it back where it was. You put it in just like this. And you push it in, and that's it. I'm going to put a drop on this O-ring right here. Now, because here, what's going to keep it sealed and in place, it's going to be the frontal part, because this is where you go, the marker line goes. So, alright, let me just screw this in place. We are almost done. Don't leave. Alright, now that this frontal part is done, we have only a little bit left. So right here, then we have the screw where your air tank will go back and forth. You will screw this until it's halfway in. Okay, that should do. Because then what you are going to do is that you are going to attach the tube, the steel tube, one of the first part that we took. We are just going to put the pointy thingy on first, then we are just going to attach the platy thingy. I don't know what this name goes, so go just like this, and you're just going to like screw it, because it actually screws. It has it's inside of the body. Okay, let me just twist it before so you guys can see. Okay, there, just like that. Then you make sure that this is sorry about that, the camera line, so make sure that this is screwed all the way. Make sure that it's not loosened up. Okay, then in here, in the end, now you make sure that when you unscrew in and out, the plated thingy goes back and forth. Okay, I'm just gonna screw this in. Okay, there we go. I can see that it goes forward. Okay, it goes backward, so we're good. Now here, don't forget that we have to seal it with the plate thingy. To open right here. Okay, it stops right there, because that's what's going to hold it in place. And ladies and gentlemen, we have successfully disassembled, maintained, and fixed a on and off combined ASA with regulator for the Spyder VS3. Now then, if you are having leaking issues, like if it's leaking right here, now what I recommend that you do, it's just do what I did. Just disassemble absolutely everything on this piece of machine and replace. Make sure that all the O-rings are in good condition, because even if one O-ring is bad, it's enough to cause it leaking right around here, or even in the on and off knob itself. So please make sure that all the O-rings are in good condition. Make sure that everything is nice and spotless, and I'm going to guarantee you that it will be working just fine. So anyways, if you just did this, just make sure that you attach this to your Spyder VS3. You know, here you have the screw where it will align right here, because that's what's going to hold it, because here you have the screw, and well, that's just some of the mods that I did. So anyways, it just slides in. It just goes in like that. Then we have the macro line, the fittings, and then we just screw that screwed all together, put everything back, the board, everything, and we should be all set. So anyways, I just hope you guys took the patience and able to understand and watch this video. I tried to make this as simplest as possible. So anyways, if you have a Spyder VS3 on your closet, because of the on and off ASA problem, start leaking it or whatever, just make sure that you have a nice new gauge, and everything else is nice and spotless. All the O-rings are brand new, and you are back in the game. And remember, this screw, you back it out, you increase pressure, you screw it down. Let me show you. Just screw it down, you screw it down, you decrease pressure, you unscrew, your pressure goes up. So anyways, what I recommend is that you set it up between between 200 and 300 psi, at least 280, and no more higher than 300 psi, so you can operate at a low pressure, so it will work smoothly and great. And that is all. So anyways, comment, like, and subscribe. Once again, thank you for your patience, thank you for your support. I will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.